Hello, welcome to the Florida Men Gaming. I am Furion, and today we will be playing Magic the Gathering Arena. This season we are looking to work our way from Bronze to Mythic and have some fun along the way. But before we get started, I would like to ask you to like and subscribe to this channel. We are on the road to 1,000 and would love to have you join us on the journey. For this video, we'll be playing a deck that I have decided to call I Can Has. The reason we are calling it that is we are going to be playing off of a mechanic from a favorite card of mine, Curse of Hospitality. If you haven't seen this card before, it is a very fun enchantment. Creatures attacking enchanted player have trample. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to enchanted player, that player exiles the top card of their library. Until the end of turn, that creature's controller may play that card, and they may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast that spell. To play into that mechanic, we are also going to be playing an alchemy card, Rahilda, the Wanted Cutthroat. Rahilda has first strike as a 2/2 for 2, and when Rahilda, the Wanted Cutthroat, deals combat damage to a player, exile a non-land card from their library at random. During any turn you attacked with a wolf or werewolf, you may cast that card and may spend mana as though it were any color to cast that spell. On the Nightbound side, that first strike becomes double strike, giving you 2 looks at a random card from their library. What makes these cards so fun is you get to take sometimes the best pieces from your enemy's deck. To play off of Curse of Hospitality, we are playing a series of hasty creatures that we can sneak onto the board and go in with maximum aggression. We have the Hall Monitor, a 1/1 for 1 with a 2-mana ability to target creature can't block this turn, allowing you to get your hits in consistently and continue to pull from their deck. The Goblin Javelineer, who with the haste can, if it's a light enough blocker, kill the blocker ahead of her and still attack. We also have the Reckless Stormseeker, a 2/3 for 3 with the ability to give haste to either itself or any creature at the beginning of combat on each turn, also adding +1/+0, giving us another werewolf to continue to have the option to play cards that Rahilda the Wanted Cutthroat sets aside and make our attacks even the more poignant. And last but not least, the Hulking Bugbear, a 3/3 for 3 with haste, again just trying to pour threats onto the board and get them in. To give us early game denial, we have 4 copies of Play with Fire and 4 copies of the Flame Blessed Bolt. These are designed to help us combat the larger, scarier dragon decks, potentially knocking out their ferocious whelps and giving us that opportunity to actually survive the mid-game. We also have 4 copies of Burn Down the House. More often than not, you will see us utilize this for its create 3 1/1 red devil creature tokens. With this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to any target, and they have haste, as we can overwhelm their ability to put blockers in front of us, get a bunch of cards out of their hand, and potentially turn those against them. In a absolutely dire pinch, we will sweep the board if their creatures are small enough to be swept. We have 4 copies of Den of the Bugbear to give us additional threats in the pinch, and Curse of Shaken Faith to dissuade our opponent from actually having the opportunity to cast multiple spells to try and get them out of the binds. With that, we are going to start our journey and have a little bit of fun. Also, you may have noticed I have the sideboard open. We don't have any cards that can access the sideboard, but with Rahilda and with the Curse of Hospitality, we may take an opponent's hand or card that could potentially get us there, whether it be a Professor of Symbology or a Divide by Zero. Cards of that like will allow us to potentially have a little bit of fun at their expense with their cards. That's why we love them. Alright guys, we'll look forward to seeing you in the first match. Alright, we have found our first opponent, and if you have been with me for any previous videos, you will know that this journey will be a complete picture of what my gameplay looks like. There will be no cut games. Why? Because I'm a terrible editor and haven't figured that part out yet. Hopefully one day I will get to that point where I can cut out some of the trash, let you guys enjoy more of the victory, and get that sweet, sweet win feel. But in the meantime, you get to see this journey in its rawest form. So I hope you enjoy the ride. We are going to go straight for the Curse of Hospitality and then drop the Hulking Bugbear or Reckless Stormseeker, depending on what they put down in front of us. So far, no plays from the opponent. We will see where this goes. Another land, giving us additional options. Again, Curse of Hospitality out to avoid any removal and potentially draw out their creatures. Or, if I had to make my guess, a Vanishing Verse. Oh, you could call me a prophet, but that was really just a lucky guess. Waiting on the opponent to make a decision. black and white. Orzhov could be clerics, could be some form of control. Fourth land on the board, no moves as of yet. Oh, the City Stalker Connoisseur, they are looking to play a discard strategy. Well, that's not very nice of them. So we will take away their toy and gear up for the next turn. City Stalker Connoisseur, of course, being a recent addition from the Alchemy playset. 3/3/4/4. When City Stalker Connoisseur enters the battlefield, target opponent discards a card with the greatest mana value among cards in their hand, and you create a blood token as a result. Still waiting on the opponent to make a decision, and they have decided to pass the turn. Alright, so we are going to create 3 1/1 Red Devil creatures and start getting in for damage, creating multiple targets to really occupy their removal. I don't know if they have any sweepers, but we will find out soon enough. Let's see if they take the time to remove anything right now. So far, nothing. The one benefit is if you just outright murder these creatures or block them, they can still get their damage through. Our opponent likes to think they are taking their time. What do they have for us, Johnny? The Meathook Massacre! Beauty of that is, they heal 3 life, and I deal 3 damage, leaving them exactly at net 0 gain. Two mana open, and no moves made. We will take this turn to set up once again, dropping a Curse of Hospitality and giving it as potential Vanishing Verse fodder if they have another one in hand. Based on the immediate pass, I doubt they have it at this time. Hive of the Eye Tyrant on the board. Angel of Destiny, life gain. Well, that is a card we will have a hard time breaking through. So we're going to go ahead, drop the Reckless Stormseeker, and pass the turn. Wait for them to tap down and see what we can make happen. Sorin the Mirthless. 2/3 Black Vampire with Flying and Lifelink. Let us see if they decide to attack in. They swing for it. Beauty of Angel of Destiny is I gain that life right back. They have a little ways to go before they get to that 35 life they're going to need to instantly win, and with this extra damage that's going to be coming down, we will have all sorts of options to get our way inside their defense line. They'll most likely pick off one of the Red Devils, which is fine by me. I'm going to get 3 cards off the top of their deck. And we will take a poke at Sorin the Mirthless, making his climb to 7 all that more difficult. Those are a couple of good pulls. We'll play it on black. Wedding Announcement and Lolth the Spider Queen no longer available to our opponent. With the 6 mana now available on board, we will be looking to play that next Curse of Hospitality on top of the Hulking Bugbear and make our way through their defense line once again. Best guess here, Cathar Commander will end up trying to block the Curse of Hospitality by blocking as a chump, then sacrificing, removing the trample. Little do they know, we've got yet another in hand. And Edgar the Charmed Groom coming in, adding another point counter to their total. This is about to be a very difficult uphill climb. Sacrificing 3 life, going to get it all back. But again, limiting their blockers. Up to 26 life, only 9 more to go. Curse of Hospitality on the board. Hulking Bugbear coming down. It doesn't need it, but I'm going to give it the extra point to dissuade the initial block here. Cathar Commando now has a choice. Good series of choices. We are going to scry Flame Blessed Bolt. That's not going to quite cut it based on the damage they have on board. So we will go ahead and discard and see what we get. This next one's going to hurt. Incoming Hive of the Eye Tyrant, they might be going for the win. They have 7, 10, 14 damage from 23. That looks like it'll be enough. If they go all in, this will probably be game. They've done the math. Give them the good game, folks. They've earned it. Alright, well, game 1 to the enemy, still stuck at silver rank 4. Let's go ahead and see you in the next one. Alright, we have found our next opponent, and we have a little bit of a slow hand. I'm going to go ahead and mulligan. I've got enough 1-drops to allow me to get our way through. This is a really fun draw. We're going to go ahead and bottom one of the Goblin Javelineers and start swinging in the 1-drops. Goblin Javelineer down on 1, attacking in, taking that 1 damage while we can. Let's see what Exile has in store for us. So far, they've got a knack for making us patient. And if you are listening, yes, I understand that made no sense. We are going to go with Curse of Shaken Faith. Enchantment, whenever enchanted player casts a spell other than the first spell they cast each turn or copies a spell, Curse of Shaken Faith deals 2 damage. So after spell 1, any spell they cast after that will deal them 2 damage, so that will stack up. Fading Hope, they bounce the Javelineer. Let's see what they've got coming down the pike. Blue-white. Alright, Rahilda sneaking in underneath. Javelineer back on the board. Curse of Hospitality on the next turn. We will see what we can pull from their hand. Looks like they're contemplating a bounce. I think Divide by 0 on the Shaken Faith is probably what they're thinking. Maybe not. As with a lot of control mages, there is a lot of thought that goes into what they're doing. What are they thinking about? Couldn't tell you. Curse of Hospitality coming down. Extra mana open to avoid the Jawari. Question becomes, do you deal with the curse or do you bounce the threats? With the Knight, the Rahilda now gets double strike, which gives us a perfect opportunity to swing in and start taking cards. There's the Fateful Absence, leaving 1 mana open for them. Let's see what we can see. Key to the Archive, that is a devastating blow to their game plan. It is now in exile. That is the beauty of the Curse of Hospitality. It does not graveyard it, it puts it out of reach of their ability to utilize it later on. They had a key to the archive anyway, because that's just our luck. Drop the Revitalize, let's put the Hall Monitor on the board, get 2 looks at their deck, see what we can pull. That is a good steal. Let us go ahead and activate the clue, pull something off the top of our deck. Another Burn Down the House. Taking Hullbreaker Horror away from them is a devastating blow. They are up to 6 potential mana though, which could mean that with 1 more mana drop they could have their Hullbreaker if they had one in hand already. Do they tap all the way down and attempt to make a big play? Also, can I get it seriously playing a blue-white massive control deck in silver? Keeping all the mana open, potentially play any big card we pull off the top. Discover the formula. We're going to go ahead and bounce that back, limit their mana for this next turn, and pull a Start from Scratch. Play the Hall Monitor for good measure since we don't have any more mana available, and now they're back to 4 mana. They're probably excited to be able to take another draw at the key to the Archive's spell library, but again, having the mana limitation is devastating. And with the tap mana coming down, they still have limited options as to what they can do next. Seeing the Start from Scratch means that they will not be able to play that and then keep it. I will destroy it on the next turn. And they will have to tap all the way out to do it. Divine Purge, well played. Little did you know, I am sitting on a World of Pain in Burn Down the House. 3/1/1 Devil Creatures coming down. Go ahead, you've got the Fading Hope, I'm sure of it. There's the Fading Hope. Still gonna take 2 looks at their board, potentially steal more mana from them. I hope it was a good one. And a 1 and a 2. Continuing to limit their ability to draw mana and have an effective game plan, I am now looking like a red, white, and blue deck. Very patriotic. Question becomes, what did they draw with that first key to the archive? Have I seen it? No, it does not look like I have seen that card just yet. Revitalize, drawing a card, gaining 3 life. Probably searching again for more mana. Are they willing to drop that key? Foretell. Could be a Saw It Coming sitting in the wings. We're going to go ahead and take 2 looks with our mana untapped. What do they got for us? Another Fading Hope. To be honest, I wasn't paying attention to where that scry went, but if it was to the top, I'm gonna take it. I hope you enjoyed the card you put there. Fateful Absence. We're going to go ahead and play out a few cards. Uh-oh, net gain 1 life. Hope it was worth it. Still sitting at 5 mana, the opponent is Now up to 6, but 5 because 1 is still tapped. Still sitting in a very dangerous position. Let's see if they play out that key or if they're sitting on a Doomscar. I smell Doomscar. What are we thinking, friend? Doomscar! You get a ping. And with another burn down the house sitting in the wings, and them tapped out, this is gonna hurt. Very quickly I am taking away their ability to do anything fun. We are going to go ahead and hold this position while we wait for them to play potentially another Doomscar. You're welcome to tap down at any time, friend. I welcome it. Again, with the game plan being haste. Approach of the Second Sun. That is a scary card indeed. But again, with the card set that I am running, not as scary as one might imagine. With you tapped out, I'm going to take as many cards off the top of your deck as I can, which is probably a mistake. Approach of the Second Sun now staring at me from the top. They need to find a way to draw that. If they don't have it, I am taking it with me. Go ahead and wipe the board. I will just swing in with the Hall of the Storm Giants or the Den of the Bugbear, giving me your win condition. Go ahead and think about it. Doomscar. With these three hitting in, now they have to make a decision. Do they hold mana up to fight a Hall of the Storm Giants coming down their throat? Or do they make a play and hope for the best? They hold mana. We will go ahead and Den of the Bugbear. What do you got for me? You have priority hold. Is it a bounce? Are you going to bounce Curse of Hospitality? That is a clever move. But you are now tapped out. Unless you have a Fading Hope, this game is over. We will wish you the good game, sir, and on second end step, put the finishing moves down. As the very wise Covert Gerblue has said, you never know when you need just that one damage. And with that, we are on the board, folks. First win of the night, taking us out of Silver 4 and into Silver 3 on the road to Mythic. We will see you in the next one. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, looks like we have found our next dancing partner, PC Sticks. And this hand is a keep. A little bit of haste on turn 1, play with fire to protect against potential 1/1 dragons on 2, and Rahilda, one of my favorite cards from the Alchemy set, is a mythic, a little bit of a weighted decision whether you want to spend your wild cards there, but with the dragon themed sleeves, it is a good thing we kept the play with fire. All right. And here we go. Black down, Shambling Ghast. Another play with fire. We are going to go ahead and chance them getting the advantage here. There's the red mana. Kalane, the Reclusive Painter. Very interesting. We are a little mana starved at the moment. We are hoping to draw one on the next turn. Opponent taking a lot of time to debate what they'd like to do next. Interesting choice. There's the mana. We will go ahead and eliminate Kalane as a threat, no longer being able to buff her friends. We are going to go ahead and hold back on the attack, let them commit with that eye twitch, and save the play with fire for a potential fearsome whelp. Voldaren Epicure. Opponent is running some kind of strategy relating to blood. Another Shambling Ghast. We are going to go ahead and just give him a little bit of shaken faith here and hold back. And the Blood Tithe Harvester. That is a very annoying card. We are going to go ahead and see what they decide they want to do. Another burn down the house. We could really use some mana. Alright, do they reach for that Blood Tithe Harvester? Well, it is too late for me to save the Rahilda. And we are staring at a wall of pain. I believe I have misread this deck pretty spectacularly. We are going to go ahead and throw the Javelineer. They're going to elect to kill the Javelineer if I had to make my guess. Oh, they go for the Hall Monitor, looking to potentially go all in for a whopping 5 damage next turn. Opponent no longer starved on mana. Immerstrom Predator coming down. It's probably safe to say this, folks, but I think we are out of this match. This particular deck runs a little too low to deal with anything this big, especially if we get off to a bad start, which we did. And also, by the way, when I say a little too low, I mean a lot of too low. Alright, another Hall Monitor. We'll go ahead and drop the Bugbear. Push him in and see where we get. Opponent doing the predictable move, blocking with the Immerstrom. Looks like they'll sacrifice the Ghast or the Epicure and potentially... Nope, never mind. Figured it out. The Epicure, of course, cannot provide the -1/-1 that I in my head had assumed was going to happen when they sacrificed the Shambling Ghast, but when they didn't, there went my commentary. Alright, opponent coming down the pike with 6-7 damage. No, electing to leave the Predator in blocking position. What could they possibly be afraid of? It's okay. Rahilda, you're back. And boy, are we glad to see you. Let's go ahead and eliminate the Ghast. Probably a mistake ramping the opponent in this instance, but as they have elected not to ramp, it all works out, and we flip to daytime. Why? Because why not? Coming down the pike with the whole world of hurt. They don't have enough mana to bring the Eye Tyrant. What could they possibly have? I don't think it's a board wipe. Although they could drop a 2 damage Meat Hook, which would wipe the board for me and put this game in the books. And there it is. Opponent's gonna get the GG. Being starved on mana has thoroughly put me out of the match. Just for fun and a sense of defiance, we are going to put 2 damage on their body because that's all we can do at this point, folks. They won this fair and square. My deck was too low and my mana too far and few between. Temptation is to scoop, but we're just going to let them have this and enjoy their victory. Ooh, I get another 2 damage in with the sneaky Curse of the Shaken Faith. They were so good up until now, and they elect to Meat Hook me. I appreciate the even 0. Don't know if that's what they meant to do, but I will take it. Alright folks, that's another one in the books. Let's see what happens next.